What's up, ladies and gents? Welcome back to another video. So today I wanted to do something a little different. I wanted to do a What's on My Nintendo Switch video, because I have had this system since right around the time that it launched, and if you guys have been following my other videos, you'll know how much I love this system, how much I play it, and just how much I enjoy using it and playing all the games that I have for it. It's just a really great system. And so I wanted to show you guys the games that I've been playing and how I really use the system and all that good stuff. So I wanted to start out on my profile page. You can see that there, Quiet Lion, that is me, with the almighty Ganondorf as my avatar because he's just a badass dude, and I love using him in Smash and all that good stuff. So you can see my friend code there, which is 105910027344. So that is currently my friend code. So if you guys have a Switch or you're planning on getting one, be sure to add me because it would be awesome to have you guys be on my friends list, and we can maybe play some games in the future and communicate and all that good stuff, and maybe even make some videos out of that too. So if you guys have a Switch, be sure to add me with my friend code there. I already have quite a few friends just from various groups online and that I've come across and things like that. So it's really a ton of fun. So moving on from the profile page, let's go ahead and look at the home page. So here we go. We've got all my games here that I currently have for it. So I'll just sort of go through and explain, why I wanted to play it and, why I have it and all that good stuff. So the first one here is I Am Setsuna, which is a traditional JRPG, sort of in the same vein as Final Fantasy for like the Super Nintendo, all those games, and Chrono Trigger as well. It's just a really great game, a ton of fun. I've mentioned that I love RPGs, and I've been playing a ton of them lately, and this one just has a lot of great stuff, going for it. It doesn't really introduce anything new, but it takes a lot of ideas, from those games I mentioned, and it just really does, executes a great game sort of in that same style, and I've had a ton of fun with it. It's just a really great game. So, lots of really interesting characters. The music is fantastic. It's all piano based, and it's just really hauntingly beautiful, and just a really great game. So if you're looking for a traditional RPG to play, I definitely recommend I Am Setsuna. I think it's like $40 on the eShop, so it's not really a full priced game, but I definitely do think you sort of get your money's worth out of it, because I think I put maybe like 20 hours into I Am Setsuna, but it's a really great game and I had a ton of fun with it, so I definitely recommend it. So next is Shovel Knight Spectre of Torment. So this is the standalone DLC that comes with the original Shovel Knight game. So you play a Spectre Knight in his campaign. You can also get Shovel Knight Treasure Trove on the eShop, which includes the original Shovel Knight game, the DLC Plague of Shadows, as well as Spectre of Torment. And the reason why I just bought Spectre of Torment is because I actually have the other two already available on my Wii U, and I didn't really feel like buying, those two other games, even though you don't really have to pay that much more. I think Spectre of Torment was maybe like $15, but if you haven't played any of the Shovel Knight games and you sort of want the full experience, I would recommend getting Treasure Trove, over Spectre of Torment, because obviously you would get 3 other campaigns. Word of advice, don't buy Treasure Trove and Spectre of Torment, because you'll essentially be paying for Spectre of Torment twice, sort of in a way, I guess. But overall, Shovel Knight Spectre of Torment is a fantastic 2D platformer, and with a ton of great enemies, a lot of really great boss battles. The environments are great, sort of an 8-bit style, and just really fantastic platformer. If you love any 2D platformer, especially like the Mega Man games, I definitely recommend any of the Shovel Knight campaigns, because they're just a ton of fun, and I love playing them. So Shovel Knight Spectre of Torment, another great game. So next I've got the Snipper Clips demo, actually, that I downloaded. I haven't got around to buying the full game yet, even though I probably will. So if you don't know what Snipper Clips is, it is essentially a puzzle game where you have to solve different puzzles by cutting your 2 characters into specific shapes in order to, do just a very simple task. So one of the ones that I think is most prominent that probably most of you guys have seen online is trying to get a basketball into a hoop. So, shooting a basketball. How you go about that is totally up to you. Whatever works between you or, whoever you're playing with. Whatever you two decide to do is how you do it, and that's totally fine. I have no idea what I was trying to say. I totally just jacked all that up, but I think you know what I was talking about. But it's just a really great game. It's a very unique concept. Just cutting your partner or your other person into different shapes is a really cool and unique way to do that. There's just a lot of charm and style with that game. So whenever you cut the other person or whatever, they will sort of have like an interesting like look on their face, and it's just a lot of personality within this game, and it's a ton of fun. I think only $20 on the eShop, which is not bad at all for a very unique puzzle game. So I definitely recommend Snipper Clips, especially if you love puzzle games, or if you're looking to play a multiplayer game with someone. I definitely recommend Snipper Clips. Cool, awesome. So next we've got Snake Pass, which is one of the most highly anticipated games for the Switch itself, because it does run on Unreal Engine 4 and it does look very good. The graphics aren't, the graphics themselves look very good, but I think the resolution could be a bit better. It does look a little blurry at times, and it's just kind of difficult to see, I guess. That might be kind of strange to say, but nevertheless, the graphics look really good. The art style is fantastic. If you love like those old school Rare games from like the mid to late 90s on like the N64, you get some very strong Rare vibes from this game. So essentially what you do is you play as a snake with an extremely realistic physics-based movement for a snake. So you have to slither around, you have to lift your head, and essentially what you do is you climb these bamboo sticks and all these different types of things in order to get all the collectibles that are scattered throughout these huge environments and worlds. And it's a really great game, and it's just really nice to just kind of sit back and just play something kind of chill and smooth like that. It can get difficult in later stages because things get a little more perilous. There's like pits of lava and things like that, and spikes. But if you just want something nice to play and just have a unique experience, Snake Pass is really a great game, and I definitely don't think you can go wrong with it. It can get frustrating at times. Like I think I'm in the third world, and there's like one stage that I just can't really do. Just because I just get too impatient. So I just need to sit down and set aside some time and just, do it without any distractions and things like that. But Snake Pass is a very unique game, and I definitely recommend it. I think, again, only $20 on the eShop. So, again, very, very unique game and a ton of fun. So, yeah, Snake Pass. So next we've got Fast RMX, which is one of my favorite games for this system. It's a racing game in the same vein as F-Zero, Wipeout, all these different sort of anti-grav racing games. And this game is so fast. Like there's such a great sense of speed, and when you're racing through all these different environments, you just have such a huge sense of adrenaline, and it's just so thrilling to just race through all these different places. And a great sort of mechanic that Fast RMX has is that there are different colored boost pads on the ground, and you have to match your color to that specific boost pad, because otherwise, if you go over them, like if you have an orange pad on the ground and you go over it when your phase is blue, your machine phase is blue, you're gonna slow to a crawl, and it's gonna be not the best for any sort of racing situation, obviously, because you want as much speed as you can possibly get. So that's a great sort of mechanic and sort of mixes things up and really keeps you on your toes, aside from just the intense speed that this game offers. But there's, again, a lot of different environments, a lot of different racing machines to choose from. There is online play, which is very cool as well, and they just recently updated it so you can play with people on your friends list, which I think is awesome. So if you guys are looking for a great multiplayer racing game, you cannot go wrong with Fast RMX. So that's definitely a must-have for me is Fast RMX. So, all right, awesome. I just did a thumbs up, but you guys cannot see that, so I don't know why I just did that. But just so you know, I did do a thumbs up. So anyway, so the newest game that I have for the system, which just recently came out, is Mr. Shifty. So Mr. Shifty is a top-down action game where you go around, you play as this thief who's trying to infiltrate this huge skyscraper to steal this, I guess the word would be artifact, from this really bad dude who wants to use that artifact for nefarious purposes. But of course you can't let that happen because obviously, you're a good guy. So it is a top-down action game, as I said, but what really makes Mr. Shifty stand apart from other, action games in that genre, excuse me, is that you do have the ability to sort of teleport in front of you or really all around you. So if you guys remember X2, X-Men United, that starts out with Nightcrawler sort of going around the White House and all that different types of stuff. That's essentially what Mr. Shifty is. And so you can teleport between walls, you can sneak up behind enemies, you can sort of flank them and do all these different types of things. And it's very important to do because there's so many enemies can be on screen at one time, or they just sort of rush you, and it's very difficult to sort of get around them and dodge their gunfire or dodge their melee attacks and all these different things. So it's very fast paced and there's a lot of action going on, and the later levels can get very tough. But once you sort of clear out a room, it's very satisfying to just sort of shift from all these different places and just attack guys left and right in such a fast fashion. It's just very exhilarating. So Mr. Shifty is a really great game to get, especially on the eShop. It's only it's only $15, so even cheaper than the other games we've talked about so far. There are some frame rate issues that I think is sort of hindering the game a little bit. It doesn't make it unplayable at all, and I'm sure that they will patch it in the very near future. So Mr. Shifty, definitely recommended. Ton of fun. It's probably one of my favorite games that I've been playing on the Switch at the moment. It's just a ton of fun. So Mr. Shifty, awesome. And then, of course, the big one, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I did a whole entire video of me talking about this game, so if you haven't seen that, I'll put a link in the description, so be sure to check it out. I mean, what can you say? It's probably one of the greatest games of all time, and I'm still playing it. You can see I've got the game installed in my system right now. You can see the little game card icon. It's just a fantastic open world action game. It's Zelda. What else can you what else can you say about The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild that no one else has really said before? If you love open world action games, if you love Zelda games, you cannot go wrong with this. Easily the best game on the Nintendo Switch, and it's just a ton of fun. So, yeah. Like I said, I did a whole video talking about this game, so that's why I'm not really saying much now. But if you want to know what I had to say about that, be sure to check out the video. But the abridged version is that this game is fantastic, one of my favorite games ever, one of the best games of all time. Cannot go wrong with it at all. So yeah, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And finally, the last game that I have is Super Bomberman R. So I had never played a Bomberman game at all, ever. I had heard of him. I had heard of, Bomberman Hero, which I think was on the N64, Bomberman Jetters, which was on the GameCube, and just, hearing his name pop up here and there, but I never got into it for whatever reason. But I wanted to get this one because, of the Bomberman legacy, and of course at the time I just wanted something new to play for the Switch. But overall, I really liked Bomberman R. It's a very different game. It's something that I hadn't really played before. I had to get used to the concept of bombing these walls and taking out enemies and beating the bosses, which are very difficult but a lot of fun to take out. Graphics aren't the best, but I think the art style is pretty cool. The music is a lot of fun as well. So yeah, it is kind of lacking in the story mode department, but I think most people play Bomberman for the multiplayer aspect, so I totally get that. I think I beat the single player campaign in a day, so it's not anything that is gonna really stick with you for a while, but I think what'll make you keep coming back is the multiplayer aspect, and I haven't really gone back to it yet because at the time when I was playing it, the multiplayer did have some lag to it, so it was kind of difficult to play, but as far as I know, I think they have patched that, and I think it is a lot better. So I definitely want to get back into it. I just haven't done it yet. But what I did play of Super Bomberman R, I really enjoyed, and I had a lot of fun with it. Again, it was primarily the single player, and it wasn't all that long, but what I did play, I really enjoyed. So if you are a fan of the Bomberman series, from what I've heard, I think a lot of other people like it as well. It's not really a big game, and you can definitely tell it is a launch title, but still I had a lot of fun with it, and I'm really excited to go back and see how the multiplayer is, and just even going through the story mode again, it was a lot of would be a lot of fun too. So anyway, guys, that is my game collection for the Nintendo Switch at the moment. Of course, I'm going to be picking up Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I mean, how can you not? I do have it on the Wii U, but I do definitely want it for the Switch as well because I love Mario Kart 8. It was one of my favorite games on the Wii U, and I'm just really excited to just experience it all over again on a brand new system. So yeah, definitely going to pick up Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Let's go to the eShop for a second because I want to see what else is sort of out on the eShop as well. Let's see, recent releases. What is this? I don't even know what this is. We're doing this live. Neo Geo Fatal Fury. Oh, okay. I've heard really good things about Fatal Fury. I might have to check that out. So that'd be really cool. Wonder Boy looks really cool too. I might pick that up at some point. Mr. Shifty, as I mentioned. The other one that I really want to get is Graceful Explosion Machine. I've heard a lot of great things about this game too. Sort of in the same vein as Resogun for the PS4, if you guys have seen that or played that. Again, only $13, which is not bad at all. It just looks really fun. There's it's very colorful. I like the art style too, and it just looks like a really fun game. So definitely probably gonna pick that up. Definitely probably. I would definitely like to pick this up at some point as well. Again, only $13. Lego City Undercover is another one that I want to get. I think that would be really fun to play as well. I never got around to playing it on the Wii U, and it just looks really fun. Like, I've heard it's GTA in, like, Lego form, and I mean, I love GTA, so why the heck not? Has-Been Heroes. You know, I actually do have a physical copy of Has-Been Heroes. Again, I did do an unboxing for that, so if you want to check that out, I will link that in the description as well. But I don't have it on the system anymore because it's just not my style of game. And I knew that going in. I knew it was a roguelike strategy game. But I still wanted to get it and check it out because it did look fun. But, you know, after playing through it a little while, I just realized it wasn't my style of game. So take that with what you will. But yeah. And then I'm still debating on Binding of Isaac as well. I don't know if I entirely want that because I think that is also a roguelike game. And I just don't know if I'd really spend a lot of time with it. But I do know a lot of people love The Binding of Isaac, so that game is on there as well. So anyway, yeah, those are some games that I would like to get in the future as well. I'm obviously looking forward to, you know, Super Mario Odyssey, which is supposed to be coming out this year. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Oh my god, yes, please. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Cannot wait for that game. Fire Emblem Warriors looks really good. There's a really great action game coming out in July, I think, Fate Extella, which I'd never heard of. I guess it's a big sort of series, a Fate series, I guess is what it's called. But that game looks really fun as well. So I'm just really looking forward to all these, you know, Switch games coming out, and I'm so excited to like see E3 and just it's just a great time to be a Nintendo fan. Like, the Switch is doing extremely well. It's a really great system. There's some really great games to play for it, and I'm just excited to see what else they do for it. So anyway, I think if I keep talking, I'm just going to ramble, and that's never good. So I think I'm going to end it here. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, this is what is on my Nintendo Switch. Let me know what you guys have on your very own Switch, or if you're planning on getting one, what games that you would like to get for it. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And again, if you don't have a Switch, I definitely recommend it, especially if you're a Nintendo fan, because it's a really great system and a ton of fun. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and take care.